The other day I came out with my most recent short, Ghost with a Gun. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch that first. It's about a ghost with a gun. Now, since you can't see Ghost, there are a lot of effects in this film. Growing up, I watched a lot of channels like Indie Moguls, Cinefix, even a little bit of Film Riot. I loved watching and learning how to do special effects stuff. So I wanted to do something a little bit different here and explain how I did my effects. And I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form, but I feel like I've learned a lot in the last 10 years of doing this. So I feel like I have something to offer. But we're not using Adobe, or really any professional software. No. You see, I edit on an iPad. So today we will be using iMovie and a little app called Video Leap. So back in December when we were doing Alien Christmas, I needed a scene where a gun floats because there is a UFO up above. And while doing that, I loved the way it looked so much that I came up with the idea for Ghost with a Gun. The idea of a ghost with a weapon was just really funny to me. I made a few adjustments to the gun prop since doing Alien Christmas, but this right here is how I made it float. It's literally just a plastic gun on a green rod. Now, just because this is green, that doesn't mean green screen techniques were used. The only reason I painted it green was so I could see it while editing. Which really came in handy, especially for the really wide shots to where everything's kind of blurry and out of focus. And then this part right here where it goes into the gun, I painted black. So if I mess up on the editing and I don't get all of the stick out of there, you won't see green, it'll just be black and hopefully not even noticeable. I'll show it in more detail here in a second, but just as a general idea, basically all I really did was do the scene with the gun, act a little bit. Wow, it's a gun. And then once I have that, I would move out of the shot so I can get a clear background shot. And then with both of those shots in Video Leap, I would take the empty background shot and layer it over the footage of me with the gun, and then painstakingly edit out the stick in every single frame. Now, just in case you don't understand what I just explained, let's take a look at some of the tennis court footage. In this shot, I am seeing the gun for the first time. I don't really know what to make of it. It's just a floating gun. But what does it look like unedited? And there's the green stick. Now, just like I explained a few seconds ago, I'm gonna do my thing, act with the gun, and then here in a sec, you're gonna see me leave. This is us getting that empty shot with absolutely no one in it. Now, if you're watching this because you genuinely want to know how to do special effects, I cannot stress this enough. Do not forget to film an empty shot. Even if you think you don't need one, it wouldn't hurt to have one just in case. And make sure you don't touch that camera. You don't need to stop it. The empty shot needs to be identical to the first shot, just without the people. Once I had all the footage that I needed, I split it up into 2 separate shots and then placed the empty shot over the acting shot. Once I had everything where I wanted it, I selected the empty shot and then I clicked the Video Leap mask tool. I used a few of the shapes provided by Video Leap, but I usually just stuck to the square. Now, if you did everything right, it should create what appears to be a perfect window into the empty shot. Now all I have to do is move the mask over the stick. The reason I like the square is because it has the option to curve the corners, which makes it fit perfectly into the little rounded part of the gun. Once I have this, I adjust my timeline to be as long as possible, and then I click the keyframe button. Now it's just a matter of going through each frame and readjusting the mask based off of where the gun moves. Once you click the keyframe button once, you don't have to click it again, but it keeps the data of where you move the mask. It's kinda like animating. Some of my shots weren't perfect, or the stick was at such an angle that the mask didn't cover the whole thing. So once I was done going through each frame, I took a duplicate copy of that plain background, layered it over everything, and then masked whatever was left of the stick. Sometimes I had to make several different masks. I hope this all makes sense and y'all are following along well. If not, I'm sorry. This is my first time ever doing this. But yeah. Now when it came time to controlling the gun, I had help from my friend Anthony. Shout out to him, he did great. But what did I do when he wasn't able to help and I was alone? Well, it was pretty much all the same steps, except I had to do one extra thing. If you've ever had to duplicate yourself and make a twin, it's basically the same concept. Whenever I had to film alone, I couldn't just record myself with the gun and then get a blank shot. No. Instead, I have to just record myself. Wow, it's a gun. And without touching the camera, don't touch that camera, I then have to get a shot of just the gun. And then once I have that, now I can get my blank background shot. So if you don't already understand what I did, I basically took the shot of just me, then I took the shot of the gun, layered that over the shot of just me, then created a mask in between us. Kind of like a split screen effect. So now I have a video of me with the gun. After I have that, it's basically just the same steps from before. It makes things a little bit more complicated, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now I think that's as far as I'm gonna go in terms of explaining how I made the gun float. You can pretty much use those techniques anytime you need to make something float. Like if you're also doing some ghost paranormal related thing, bam. If you're doing something with like wizards, witches, you know, anything with magic, bam. Yeah. But I do want to show you the process of how I did this shot. This shot was honestly kind of difficult because the gun is so out of focus. Half the time I didn't even know where it was. This is one of those moments where it helped that the stick was green. But here's my filming process for that scene. Okay, moving on to the end of Ghost with a Gun. If you didn't watch it and you don't care to watch it, then I'll explain it real fast. The gun basically takes me to where the ghost's body is and has me dig them up. The body was played by Melissa. Shout out to her. But the issue with this scene was the fact that it is freezing cold outside, and also if I said, hey, I'm gonna dig a hole the size of your body and I need you to lay in it, I don't know if she would have done it. So this shot of her in a hole actually isn't outside. It was done right in this room. I took 3 big styrofoam blocks and put them in kind of like a... The only thing I could think of that's that shape is a staple. But like, one's at the very end and there's 2 on the side, kind of creating this hole in the middle. And then I put foam board on top of that, so it's a big smooth surface on top. And then it was just a matter of filling it with dirt, smoothing it out over the edges, and then across the top. Here's a photo of what that looked like. Then when it came time to do the scene, Melissa just laid her head into this little divot I made in the dirt. I put a plastic bag over her shoulders so she wouldn't get too dirty. I don't know how well that actually worked, but then I used the remaining dirt and rocks that I had and put it over her neck and shoulders. I think it was honestly torture for her, but she was a good sport. How you feel?
Dead.
Dead. But yeah, that's how I did Ghost with a Gun. I hope this was educational. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I hope I at least made a decent teacher. If you guys liked this discussion type video, please let me know, and I'll make more in the future. Moving forward, it doesn't even have to be this like tutorial format. If y'all are just watching because you're curious, not to actually learn, then next time I'll just get straight to the point. But yeah, my camera battery is flashing, so I guess I'm gonna go. But here's some bloopers from Ghost with a Gun. See y'all next time.
Stop making that face, god damn.
After like 5 seconds of looking at him do it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do fucking 5 seconds. Okay. Alright. Zach, bro.
I'm trying.
He keeps doing this face where like he's puckering his face.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Trying to keep a straight face and shit. Okay. Alright. Okay. God damn it.
I wasn't even making
I
face.
know. Put out his tongue.
I hope you know I can see you in the rear mirror too. So serious face.
Okay. Give me a fucking second. Zach, what the...
I had it until you said, alright, we got this, and then I lost it. Okay.
What the fuck is it at?
Hey man, I'm gonna have to give you a little...
Bird is the word and a bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word and a bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word and a bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word and a bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Okay. Jack Carter. Yeah. Okay. Through fingerprints, the police were... That shit's blinding the fuck out of me. Okay. I'm not gonna Which way you turning, motherfucker? That's what I thought. Through fingerprints, police were able to find out gunpowder on his sleeve. Says otherwise. That was not it. Is any involvement in the murder, but the gunpowder found on his residue. Marcus Lee, who not only gave up his through fingerprint. Ah! Okay.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Ah! That was a bitch.
I got... Oh my god.
So I was like, there's a gun.
Okay, I got this. I was taking my morning walk across town when oh my fucking god. I was taking when I saw something on the ground that looked like a gun. We're gonna try this. I was taking a morning walk across town when I saw something on the ground that looked like a gun. I thought, there's no fucking way. But then after taking a closer look, today's the day I realized my eyes are sensitive. But after taking a closer look, I realized, yes fucking way. It's a gun. Oh my fucking god.
You know you shouldn't walk alone at night this late. There's a lot of bad. You shouldn't walk alone at night this late. There's a lot of bad people out there. I'd hate to see you ended up seeing you on the news. You really should be careful walking out late this night.